After a bumpy 2025, the question on every investor's mind is, will the Nifty and Sensex hit record breaking heights, or is it time to brace for impact in 2026? Today, we are mapping out your 2026 wealth creation strategy. Joining us is Gaurang Shah, head investment strategist at Geojet, to reveal the sectors that will lead and the ones you should avoid. You're watching Geojet Spotlight. Welcome, Gaurang, to the show. Gaurang, after a bumpy 2025, everyone wants to know where the market is headed. By the end of 2026, what levels do you expect the Nifty and Sensex to hit? And more importantly, does the market still have the strength to keep going up, or should we be worried?
After seeing a not so very encouraging calendar year 2025, of course, not that we got any kind of negative return, but higher single digit return is something that we saw up till now as far as the Sensex and Nifty is concerned. But in the year 2025, we also saw sectorial outperformance and company specific outperformance. Um, Let us face it, there were a lot of uncertainties starting from the first half of this calendar year, especially from April onwards with the announcement of tariff. And then, of course, we had an escalated geopolitical situation in two parts of the world between Israel, Hamas, and then extended geographies. And on the other side, we had situation deteriorating with respect to Russia and Ukraine. And Thailand, Cambodia, etc., etc. So there was concern on the earnings front as well. So to sum up, well, we were better off, though we did not give any stellar returns, but it was good to see a positive high single-digit number on Sensex and Nifty. For the year 2026, our expectation is that the tariff-related US specific tariff-related issue between India and US should possibly get resolved. Not that it is bothering us too much, but it is still an overhang on the markets. And on the flip side, we've been able to sign BTAs and FTAs with other countries. So that's a significant development as far as the diversification of bilateral trade relationship and free trade agreements between India and minus US rest of the world. So that's a positivity. Of course, scalability will take time, but this is a step forward, which is very, very positive. And dependency of India on US needs to come down with the kind of development that we've seen. So we expect positive moves from the market in the year 2026 on a very conservative side, approximately 12 to 15% return in calendar year Jan 26 to December 26 on Sensex and Nifty on the indices, what we expect. But you may tend to have a little bit more positive return on the higher side if you are able to identify opportunities, sectorial opportunities, and within those sectors, company specific opportunities. So this theme is still there, but there are a lot. We'll have the budget soon in the month of Feb. State elections. We'll also have the monsoon forecast. Earnings, of course, is something very important that I personally feel should deliver to keep the market momentum on the upside.
With the new trade rules coming from the US under the Trump 2.0, do you think foreign investors will still keep putting money in India in 2026? Which sectors are safe from these global changes and which ones might face some trouble?
Well, with Trump 2.0, I think since the time the announcement is made and now that we have come ahead in our journey is such a long way. And of course, there is a lot of uncertainty as far as President Trump is concerned. He says something, then after some time, he gives a little bit of more justification, then he withdraws something, he adds, deletes. So this kind of behavior will keep a little bit of uncertainty on the markets. And of course, eventually all depends upon what happens to that geopolitical situation in Russia, Ukraine, which of course he's claimed he's done a lot, etc., etc. And the fact that the additional 25% tariff on India is because of India's dependency on or imports of energy requirement from Russia as far as natural gas and crude oil. And so, if that situation diffuses or it gets resolved, then I think the first layer of 25% tariff should go off, assuming, and then of course uh, the successful trade talks between India and US. So, uh, most part of whatever President Trump has said and whatever is happening, my sense, personal sense is that it's already there in the price. Uh, Whether foreign investors will keep putting money into India in 2076 and which are the sectors which are likely to do well, well, I think, look, fund managers across the world look at opportunities. In the year 2025, a lot of money which was there in India was taken out by FIs and that was parked into other emerging markets like China, etc. If we deliver on numbers, there is no sentiments attached. Okay, let's be very, very clear. If numbers in terms of earnings, in terms of performance, government policies, and a little bit of uncertainty on the trade resolution, all this gets delivered, then I don't see why FI should not come and start putting or investing their money in. But that is also a fact that despite of FIs pulling out money, we were able to make a new all-time high of 26,300 plus on the Nifty and 86,000 something plus on the Sensex. Uh, this was despite the FIs pulling out trade and tariff related hangover, whatever. So they will come back. I mean, with the kind of run rate on the GDP, inflation, interest rates, I think everything is very positive. Earnings is again something that we believe will fall in line and do a delivery of a better shade and a color. Um, and in terms of budget related announcements or other announcement with outside the budget, which the government policies should attract positivity as far as the India's growth story is concerned. Sectors that could possibly do well in terms of themes, uh, banking and finance, defense, cap goods engineering, power, cement, autos, consumption related theme, both in terms of discretionary and non-discretionary, and possibility of IT and pharma. So that's the broad universe. You can pick and choose what you understand better after doing a little bit of homework, and then pick your investment ideas over there. But the sense is that Trump 2.0 is in the bag. It's in the rear view mirror rather, and any positive development should add in more positive triggers in terms of FI flows coming back into India. It may take time. Possibly they'll wait for budget, etc. Understand it, dissect it. But definitely, if we deliver on run rate as far as GDP is concerned, if our inflation is low, interest rates are low, and corporate earnings is in line or better than expectation, then we should do better.
Gaurang, looking at 2026, which industries will lead the way? Should we bet on newer themes?
Well, themes, I think we've already highlighted a couple of themes in terms of industries. There's a lot of talk about this new age technology stocks and data center stocks, etc., EMS, etc. So while we remain positive on some stocks which are into data centers, some stocks which are into EMS, new age technology stocks is something that we need to, look at it as case to case basis. Not all companies which are associated with these sectors, which come into the market with the IPO, uh, will command the kind of subscription, oversubscription, and all will depend upon what is the service, what is the product, how well is that product or service is established in the market, what are the competitors saying about it, how much is the market share, and most importantly, two things: valuation and who's behind that particular company. So while historically speaking, there are certain companies which got recently listed in the last 1, 2, 3 years. Some of them got listed with Big Bang, came down and then recovered. Some of them got listed with Big Bang, came down and never recovered. and some of them flopped on the listing day itself. So we have to learn something from these kind of episodes. So our sense is that uh, read, understand, and don't look at all new paper or IPOs coming to the market with a single objective of listing gains. You may not get the kind of the expectation that you have as and when such companies get listed. So be very, very, very careful. While some of them will command long-term investment interest, and some of them may not even be worth looking at the red herring prospectus. So be a little careful, and expectation should be scaled down. And remember one thing: expectations will run ahead of times. What matters is how the numbers are delivered by the company, whichever sector it is. And in some cases, as far as the new themes or new age technology stocks are concerned, one thing we have noticed is that the expectation builds up to a great extent, and then these stocks starts crashing down. So look at themes with a different angle, and not every paper will give you the kind of listing impact you expect.
And lastly, Gaurang, one big question. 2026 looks like a big year for new stock launches, IPOs like Geo and NSE. For a regular person who has made profit from their monthly SIPs, what is your advice? Should they move their money into big, safe companies, or there is still a chance to make bigger profits in smaller companies?
So I think, look, as we were discussing in the earlier part of our Q&A, then outlook for the year 2026, uh, stock specific, there are a lot of investment ideas, new IPOs, for example, Geo Mobility or National Stock Exchange paper, or any other, paper coming into the market will command attraction depending upon the scalability of business operation, management, and most importantly, valuation. Some of them will do well, some of them may not do so well on listing, but over a longer period, they will deliver. So it's all depending upon the futuristic valuation, which we are not aware about. So I won't really go in much deeper into it. But look, if you are a regular investor, if you invested in the market over a period of time, so I always say one thing, we always say one thing, we always advise one thing, friends, that the way making investment in stock market is an art, booking profits also is an art. Eventually, you are investing in the market so that your money grows, right? That money will grow, and whenever it uh, translates into your bank balances going up after booking profit, is something that you will relish. Those profits which stay on the paper, as we call it, notional profits, will give you satisfaction only for that moment. But if you don't book profits and if you have greed, uh, then that's something that will create a little bit of problem in your uh, approach, in your strategy with equity market investment. So uh, regularly revisit your portfolios. If and when you think that whatever return expectation that you had kept in mind, you are getting that, but the investment asset through which you invested is doing well, uh, continue, but at least try and book part profits depending upon your risk appetite, your age, alternative investment ideas. If you're getting anything, it is always better. Remember one thing, this is a bottomless pit. How much ever you put into it, it's not going to be enough. So uh, look at your risk taking capacity, look at your investment horizon, what is the expectation of your return, what are the other alternative investment ideas, and accordingly act on it. It totally depends how you want to look at it, but booking profits at regular interval, revisiting your portfolios, churning most importantly, because not necessarily a sector which did 1 year, 2 year back extremely well in terms and outperformed is likely to do similar kind of return over the next couple of years. It may happen, competition, policy, external, internal situation can create a little bit of problem. So you need to revisit those portfolios and regularly book profits over a period of time. And that's how you become a smart and a learned investor rather than being a confused trader.
Thanks for joining us on the edition of Geojit Spotlight. We hope these insights help you build a stronger portfolio for 2026. Please do subscribe to Geojit Spotlight for more market moving updates throughout the year. Until next time, stay invested and have a wonderful year ahead.